Greetings of the day, everyone. I am Akshaya. I am working as an assistant professor in the Department of Agricultural Engineering in SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore. Hereby, in this video, I am going to discuss about the topic Bhakti movement, which is coming under the lecture Indian Religion and Philosophy, coming under the subject Essence of Indian Traditional Knowledge. So, what is Bhakti movement? Bhakti movement is nothing but the spiritual reform. It is one of the religious reform that emphasized devotion to God and rejected caste and ritualism. The Bhakti movements emerged in medieval India as spiritual reform movements. They focused on devotion to God and emphasized love, compassion, and tolerance. The main motto of the Bhakti religious reformal movement was the love towards God was preached and opposing the casteism and ritualism. So, origin of the Bhakti movement. The Bhakti movement surprisingly originated in southern India with the Alvas and Nayanas around 7th century and later spread into the northern India. The Bhakti movement originated in southern India in 7th and 9th century, primarily in the Tamil region, that is Tamil Nadu. It later spread into the northern India by 12th century and continued to influence the Indian society and religion for the religious reforms. So, originated in southern India and later spread into the northern India. The core philosophical ideas, the main preachings and teachings of the Bhakti movement were as follows. They are categorized into six varieties, such as personal devotion to God, that is named as Bhakti, and the rejection of ritualism and caste system. Then the use of vernacular languages and the unity of all religions. God is formless or with form. And the last but not the least philosophical idea was the love and surrender to the God. The personal devotion to the God, that is the deep love to the God, here referred as Bhakti. So the main preaching is the Bhakti, that is the personal devotion to the God, and the rejection of ritualism and caste system, and the use of vernacular language. Hereby, vernacular language is nothing but the local regional languages. And the unity of all religions, irrespective of Hinduism, Muslim, Islam, and Christianity, the unity should be preached and followed. The God is formless or with form, that is, later we can discuss in detail about this, that is simply known as Saguna and Nirguna Bhakti. Love and surrender. Love is known as the prem and the surrender is known as the Sharanagati. The Bhakti was seen as the simplest and most effective path of moksha. Hereby, the preaching saying denotes that the one who is having the deep love towards the God, they can only attain the moksha. In order to attain the moksha, the simplest and the most effective way one bhakta have to follow is the bhakti, that is the liberation. Then the devotee expresses the deep emotional love and surrender to a personal deity like Rama, Krishna, Shiva, or Devi. The devotee here referred to as the Bhakta, who expresses the deep emotional love and surrender to a favorite god, or whoever it may be, namely Rama, Krishna, Shiva, or Devi. The third point, which comes under the personal devotion, is God can be approachable by all, and the personal devotion is more important than the ritual or scholarly knowledge. Hereby, in this sentence, God is approachable by all, which defined to be irrespective of rich or poor, irrespective of caste or religion, irrespective of color, everything. So, God can be approachable by all, and the personal devotion is more important than rituals or scholarly knowledge. Then, rejection or ritualism and caste system. So from this preaching, they are saying that the movement completely opposed the priestly dominance and the complex rituals found in the Brahman traditions. It preached that God dwells in every heart and everyone is equal before God, regardless of caste, gender, or social status. Like before principle, we can say the similar one regarding like the caste, gender, or social status. Irrespective of it, God dwells in each and every heart, and everyone is equal before God. The movement completely opposed to the priestly dominance. Like any one person can be dominant, and they can continuously preaching the sayings and thoughts to the people. This movement is completely opposing that kind of teaching and preaching. Then the use of vernacular languages. Hereby, the vernacular language, which is referred to as the regional local languages, such as saints of different, like even in northern India and southern India, saints belong to this bhakti movement, continuously talking about their hymns and poems in their regional languages, making the spiritual teaching easily and accessible to everyone, to the common people. And to make it more understandable, they started to make it in the regional language, like regional languages. This democratized religion and connected with people emotions in everyday life. As they started preparing in their regional languages, it is easily and emotionally attached to the people. Then, unity of all religions. Many Bhakti saints like Kabir and Guru Nanak emphasized that God is one. So all the God can be called by different names, Hari, Allah, and Ram. So many Bhakti saints preached that the irrespective of the religion, unity should be practiced in each and every religion, and God is only one. He may be called by different names. That is the only thing. They prompt they promoted religious harmony and criticized both Hindu and Muslim orthodoxy. They promoted religious harmony irrespective of Hinduism, Islam, or Christianity. They mocked and criticized both the orthodoxy. So hereby they are preaching that unity of all religion is to be practiced. Then the next principle is God is formless or with form. That is Shaguna Bhakti and Nirguna Bhakti. Shaguna Bhakti, which means worship of a personal God with form and attributes, such as Rama and Krishna, popularized by Tulasidas and Mirabai. So, the Tulasidas and Mirabai saints have worshipped their personal gods with the form or structure. They have the regular like personalized shape or something. So that kind of preaching is known as devotion is known as the Saguna Bhakti. Nirguna Bhakti, which means the worship of formless, that may be a candlelight or a light or a sound. They consider or a light, mostly of light. So they consider it as a bhakti, which is known as the Nirguna Bhakti. Worship of the formless or infinite God, which is known as the Nirguna Bhakti, which is preached by the Kabir, Nanak, and others. And the Saguna Bhakti, which is preached by the Tulsidas, Mirabai. So the love and surrender, Prem and Sharanagati. True Prem is known as the love, and the Sharanagati is known as the surrender. True Bhakti is motivated not by fear or reward, but by pure love and complete surrender. So Bhakti is the pure love and complete surrenderance of ourselves towards the God. So this is known as the true Bhakti. Bhaktas often described God as a beloved friend or master, creating an intimate bond. So, bhaktas are described as not as a devotee. They have the intimate bond towards the God. They will have the beloved, friendly type of connection with the God. They are known as the bhaktas. So, these are the principles they are preaching in Bhakti movement. the major core teachings of the Bhakti movement are as one God. There is ultimately only one God, and the devotion is more important over the rituals. So, and the equality among all the humans. Then the complete rejection of caste system and ritualism. South Indian saints. The major famous South Indian saints include Andal, Appar, Manikavasagar, Nammalvar, who composed several hymns and poems in Tamil, preaching their bhakti movement towards the people. So hereby you can see the photos. Hereby you can see the photos of them. Famous saints Andal, Appar, Manikavasagar, Nammalvar. Then the North Indian saints. The prominent North Indian saints include Kabir, Mirabai, Tulasidas, Guru Nanak, and Surdas. In North India, they will create the hymns and poems for their in their regional language for their people. And the summarize. Here I am going to summarize about it. Then the principle is the devotion over ritual, and the essence we are getting from this principle is direct connection with God is superior to the external rituals. And the spiritual equality, from the spiritual equality principle, we are going to get the essence. No caste or gender barriers in devotion. In devotion, there is no caste and gender barriers. God is one. All religions lead to the same ultimate truth that the God is only one. Love is the path. Selfless love is the highest expression of bhakti. And the accessibility. Use of local language for spiritual expression. These are the principles and these are the essence that we are getting from the bhakti movement. I'm thanking you. Hope you all understand this video. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you.